Listen up, Celtic fan. There's a lot happening in paradise this week, from Tounekti's mystery injury with Tunisia to Michael Nicholson catching serious heat after that European embarrassment. And wait till you hear what's going on with Daizen Maeda. It could change everything ahead of Dundee. Stick with me till the end. Massive thanks to you for helping us smash 1,000 subscribers, but that's just the start. With more than 2,000 views on every story, if you hit subscribe right now, we'll fly past 1,500 subscribers, all backing the Celtic. Let's prove once again that our support is miles beyond anything the Rangers could ever muster. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Right, let's talk about this one because it's got every Celtic fan scratching their head a wee bit. Sebastian Tounekti, our new lightning bolt down the wing, called up by Tunisia for the World Cup qualifiers, and then boom, not in the squad. Now, before anyone starts panicking or shouting at the telly, the answer's actually pretty simple. The lads picked up a wee knock. A calf issue, nothing major, but enough for Tunisia to tell him to sit this one out. According to Al Arabi, he had some tests on Monday morning, and they decided he just needs a few days of rest. And honestly, that's music to my ears, because let's be real, I'd rather see him wrapped in bubble wrap and back in Glasgow than running around on some faraway pitch, risking a bigger injury, especially now when we've got massive games coming up after the international break, games where we need his pace, his energy, and his spark. Since Tounekti's first pulled on the green and white, he's been a breath of fresh Glasgow air. I know folk will look at his stats and go, 1 goal, no assists? But come on, that's the kind of lazy analysis you'd expect from the blue side of the Clyde. Anyone who's actually watched the lad knows numbers don't tell the story. His movement, his pressing, his confidence on the ball, that's what's been lifting this team. He's got that directness we've been missing, the kind that gets you off your seat and sends defenders running for their mammy. It's been a long time since a new winger came in and looked like he actually belonged in paradise straight away. He's linking up well with Calmac and Daizen, finding space and giving us a proper outball. You can just tell he's got that fearless edge, that swagger that fits right in here. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shame he couldn't play for his country, but if it means he's rested and ready to tear into the next team we phase at Parkhead, then I'm not complaining. And you know what? I bet the Rangers lot wish half their players had Tounekti's drive, but they're too busy moaning about their latest meltdown at Ibrox to notice. Now here's one for you, and I want you to be honest about this. If Tounekti keeps up this level of energy and performance, does he deserve to keep his place ahead of some of the older lads who've been coasting lately? Or should Brendan bring one of the big names back in once everyone's fit? I'll let you think on that one, because that's the kind of debate that gets Paradise talking. Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jay it, Laldi, till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. Oh, Michael. You can almost hear the sigh echoing round Paradise, can't you? Because let's be honest, hearing our own CEO stand there and say the club doesn't accept the premise of the question after that horror show against Kairat Almaty, that's enough to make a Celtic fan spill their pint at the pub. We went goalless over 2 legs and extra time against a team from Kazakhstan, and somehow we're meant to believe everything's fine? Come on, mate, that's not footballing strategy. That's delusion wrapped in a blazer. Now, I'll give him this. Appointing Paul Tisdale as head of football operations and bringing in Sean Maloney after Darren O'Dea left sounds good on paper. It's modern, it's tidy, it's got a bit of corporate shine, but you can't hide behind titles and long-term structure when the team's flying out of Europe before the Champions League anthem even finishes its first note. We can talk about pathways, professional development, and retaining youth talent all day long, but that doesn't fix the fact that our first team looked unprepared, unbalanced, and uninspired when it mattered most. And look, I'm all for patience, but this isn't a one-off. Every year it's the same tune. We'll learn from it. We'll do better next time. And every year we're watching qualifiers slip away like a sucky Hall Street taxi on a Saturday night. It's not bad luck, it's bad planning, players not replaced, key positions ignored, and by the time the qualifiers come around, we're throwing debuts at boys who still don't know where the kettle is in the Lennoxtown canteen. The most frustrating part? The support warned them. Every pub, every podcast, every corner of Parkhead had the same message: back the manager, strengthen early, be ready. Instead, we got delay after delay, and now we're left watching Kairat celebrate while we're spinning PR lines about long-term vision. Vision's grand, but it's hard to see anything when you're staring through tears of European embarrassment. And yet what really burns is that shrug-it-off attitude, that we know best tone. No accountability, no humility, just the same old double-down routine. Well, Michael, the days of brushing it under the rug are over. You can't keep asking the faithful to shell out their hard-earned for season tickets, shirts, and trips to Europe if the club won't match that commitment on the pitch. So here's a question for you, and I mean this seriously, because it's time to start being honest about what's holding this club back. If the board keeps ignoring the warning signs and failing to back the manager properly, how long before Celtic start falling behind, not just in Europe, but right here in Scotland too? Because if they keep this up, even the blue half of Glasgow might start thinking they've got a chance. And that, my friend, is something none of us want to see. Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's giant Lee Laldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. Here we go again. The injury curse strikes right when we least need it. Daizen Maeda, the flying machine himself, has pulled out of Japan's squad with a leg issue, and every Celtic fan's heart just sank faster than the rain in Glasgow on a Monday morning. You could almost hear the collective groan echoing from Parkhead to every pub in the East End. Now, let's be real, Daizen's energy is like caffeine for this team. Even when he's not banging in goals, he's the spark that sets everything in motion. The man runs like he's got a grudge against the grass, never stops, never hides. So, hearing that he's heading back to Lennoxtown for treatment? Aye, that's worrying. The timing couldn't be worse either, with Dundee up next and the Hoops needing every bit of pace and chaos they can muster up front. We're hearing it's a leg injury. Nothing too dramatic, hopefully, but the fact he didn't play a single minutes for Japan says enough. You don't bench a player like Maeda for fun. The Japanese FA confirmed his withdrawal, and that means it's serious enough to send him home. Now it's a race against the clock for him to prove to Brendan he's fit in time for Sunday's trip to Dens Park. And I don't know about you, but I don't fancy going into that one without him leading the press and rattling defenders. It probably means we'll see Kelechi Iheanacho through the middle again, which isn't a bad thing. The lad's finding his rhythm. But the wings will be a proper battle. Balikwisha, Tounekti, Forrest, Yang, all jostling for their spot. And speaking of Tounekti, he's had his own wee scare with that thigh problem during Tunisia duty, but at least he's expected back soon. And look, this whole Maeda situation has another layer, doesn't it? The summer window nearly saw him gone. He said himself he wanted to take the next step, had an offer on the table, but the club blocked the move because they hadn't strengthened enough to let him go. Imagine that. The lad had agreed terms elsewhere, but he stayed because Celtic couldn't risk losing one of their few relentless warriors. And to his credit, he's not sulked, he's not slacked off, he's doubled down, said he's giving everything for the badge. That's class, pure and simple. Last season, he was unstoppable. 33 goals across all comps, including 4 in the Champions League. A total menace to anyone in his path. this season. 3 goals in 13 games, not his usual numbers, but it's not for lack of effort. You saw what that winner against Motherwell meant to him. Pure fire in his vein. So now the question is, can we afford to keep running him into the ground like this? He's giving everything, blocking transfers, chasing lost causes, and now picking up knocks for it. Something's got to give eventually. So here's what I want to know from you. And I'll say it straight. Should Celtic have let Daizen Maeda take that next step in the summer? Or was keeping him at Paradise the right call, even if it means risking burnout for one of our hardest workers? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's GI. Loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts.